Good afternoon again. This is Mike, your katambay. Thank you so much for listening to us. Welcome to Tambay ni Human sa Austin. Today we'll be talking about Roth, IRAs, and bonds. Two of the most powerful but misunderstood tools of building wealth. I'd like to introduce you with my guest here. His name is Charles. He's semi-retired. He's been working for 50 years. And then my first question is, how do you started your investment, Charles?
Well, let's see. I'm 69 years old now, right? And I started working when I was 17 years old.
Has it been a while?
Right. I didn't start investing until I was 32. It would have been 87, 88. During that time, stocks have gone up and down, bonds have gone up and down. In the 80s, they had a thing called Black Monday, where the stock market dropped like 27% one day. A lot of people lost all their money, a lot of money. That freaked them out. They jumped out, locked in those losses. It was a learning opportunity because it came back shortly thereafter. It was a very short-lived drop. And all of that money came back and moved on. And then in 2000, it was the dot-com bubble. The 90s were roaring. The good years, the stock market was just going up and up and up. Everybody was invested in the new online shopping and whatnot. Amazon came around at that time. And then in 2000, the dot-com bubble burst. It lasted 2 years, a drop of over 50% in 2 years. That was the general stock market. The NASDAQ, which they always called the tech-heavy NASDAQ, dropped 80%. So if you had $100 invested in the NASDAQ, you now had 20. But over the next 5 or 6 years, it recovered, you got all your money back. In 2008 come along, the Great Recession, same thing. The housing market crashed, lost 50% of the value of the stock market. That's all come back and way more. So the thing about investing, bonds or stocks, you do it over the long term, you're going to be all right.
It's always like up, it goes up, and then it goes down.
Oh, yeah. You can't freak out about losses. My son was born in 2008, just before the housing bubble burst. And we lost half of our money. And my wife goes, should we sell all our stocks? I go, no, don't even
Well, it's
do that.
wait, right? It's wait.
Because that'll lock in the losses. Right now, they're just paper losses, which means your account balance looks bad. But you haven't really lost any real money because you haven't sold them. You still own the same amount of shares. They're just worth less. When the market comes back, those shares will be worth more and more. That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's right. So this question is in a plain language, like me, not really familiar about, not familiar about investment, about this Roth IRA and a bond. So what exactly is Roth IRA and how does it differ from the traditional IRA?
Well, a Roth IRA is not an investment. It's an investment account. Like a checking account or a savings account is a money account. You put your money in it. And so it's just a box. The savings account is just a box and you put your money in. And there's certain rules for withdrawal. And you earn a little bit of interest, next to nothing. But you do.
What is better than a bank?
Well, a Roth is not an investment. A Roth is an investment account. It's what you put in it that is your investments. You can put anything you want in it. You could put in stocks, you could put in bonds, you could put in mutual funds, you could put in U.S. treasuries, you could put in cash. You could have a money market fund in there. You could have mutual funds or you could have individual stocks. You can put whatever you want in there. And those are your investments. The investment account is just the rules in which those investments are governed.
I see. So, next question. Why do many financial experts consider Roth IRA such a powerful retirement tool?
Mainly because of its tax advantages.
Yeah. That's what we like that one.
Yeah. What it is A traditional IRA, you put money in after taxes. It's before taxes, I'm sorry, it's pre-tax.
Okay.
That means the taxes have not been paid on. So when you take that money out years later during retirement, the government wants their money. So you have to pay the taxes on it, whatever that tax rate may be. So if you take out $10,000 and your tax rate is 22%, you got to pay the government $2,200
Out of that 10,000.
Yeah, so you withdraw 10,000 and you take out and you get 7,800.
Yeah.
Roth is different. That is pre-tax dollars. That is money that you put in out of your checking account, like your paycheck. And all the money in it, when you withdraw it, comes out tax-free. Because the tax has already been paid on your principal. However, all the gains, the interest, the increase in stock values, whatever, that also comes out tax-free. So that is tax-free growth. And that's what makes it so powerful.
So does this mean like you have to like let it sit there for a while? Is certain years that need to be sitting there, all this money?
Well, there are rules for withdrawing. A lot of people think that you can't withdraw the money until you retire. That's not entirely true. It's true to a certain extent. You can withdraw your principal always. If you put in $1,000, you can always take that money out. It's tax-free. There's no penalty. However, before you turn 59 and a half, if you take out the accrued interest, say you've got $1,000 interest, you take that out, you're going to have to pay the tax on that, and you're going to have to pay a 10% penalty on top of it. Unless there's always a caveat, and if you use it as a down payment for a first home, for instance, there's a couple of exceptions, but that's the primary one. If you use it for a down payment on the first home, there's no penalty and no tax.
Okay, I see. So you're not going to get that one.
You can get it, yeah.
Okay.
If you needed to. But the idea of a retirement account is to save it for
Retirement, exactly.
So you don't have to work when you're 97 years old.
So that's separate from emergency funds, that's for sure.
It is. An emergency fund is a short-term thing. You generally want to put that in the bank, in a savings account, something you can get right away.
Yeah.
My emergency fund, I do keep it in an investment account because I've got a smaller emergency fund in the bank. Excuse me. And if I need more, a few $1,000s, like my air conditioner went out a month ago, $10,000 or something. I don't keep that much in the bank because I don't earn anything on it. So I have that a taxable investment account that's similar to a bank account, but again, you could put investments in. So I just sell the investment, transfer it over to my bank, make the payment
I see.
on the credit card.
So you're talking about misconceptions. What are the biggest misconceptions people have about Roth IRA?
Well, Roth IRAs, first of all, it's not an investment fund, it's an investment account. A lot of people think that you need to have an employer to invest in one. Not true. It's in the name. IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. Individual being the key word.
Yeah.
It's yours. You could put in whatever money you want. It could be from a job. It can be from anywhere. You could sell a car and take the money proceeds. You don't need another car. You take the proceeds. You could put it into your IRA. My dad died many years ago. I got a small inheritance. I put that money into a Roth. So you don't need an employer. You don't even have to have a job to have.
So this one, Charles, do you have to need a certain amount of deposits every month to do this?
No. You can open up a Roth with zero. However, the brokerage house that you buy it from will immediately say, let's fund your IRA. And you can fund it with anything. You could have recurring investments. And when I first started investing, I was only investing $50 a month.
Yeah. This was like you saying 50?
I was like, yeah, $50 a month. That's all I could afford. I was 32 years old, you know?
Yeah.
I was living in an apartment. I didn't have a lot of extra money.
Yeah.
So I was putting in $50 a month every month.
Yeah. It will grow.
And that was through the 90s when everything was booming. So it grew quite well. I
Yeah.
lost it all in 2000, but
That was investment.
I didn't lose all of that. I
Yeah.
only lost half.
That's
But
right.
again, it came back.
Yeah. So, but you talk about the tax with this Roth IRA. So, can you walk us through the tax advantages of this Roth IRA, both now and in retirement?
Now in retirement, well, it works the same whether you're young or old. I'm still funding my Roth. I'm not pulling any money out of it yet. I don't need it. Because it's tax advantaged and the money in it grows tax advantaged, it's the last thing you want to withdraw from in retirement.
You won't get taxed on that one.
No, you won't.
But earlier, if you pull that one out earlier, before your retirement age, that's where they get taxed you.
Only on the interest, not on your original
The whole amount.
principal,
Principal money.
because that has already been taxed before you put the money in there.
I see. So the growth, that's only they get taxed.
It's only the growth, and that's only if you take it out before age 59 and a half.
Before retirement. I see. Interesting. So, I'm gonna go to the next question. Who is the Roth IRA really best for? Is it for young professionals, mid career workers, or those close to the retirement?
It's good for all ages, all of the above. I have a Roth set up for my son. It's in my name because he can't own it until he's 18 years old. He's 17 right now.
Yeah.
It's good for people in retirement. I'm still funding mine. It's still growing because I don't plan on using it until the latter years of retirement after I deplete the traditional IRA and get all those taxes out of the way. But it's good for people in middle age who's just building wealth.
Yeah.
It's good for just starting
But
out.
it's always like better when you start this earlier. You don't have to have a bigger amount to start it. Like you said, you only start like $50,
If you
right?
make regular contributions, if you just set up an automatic contribution, I have one Roth where I'm putting $50, still putting $50 a month in that particular one.
Yeah.
And it just comes right out of my bank account. Once a month on a certain date, an automatic transfer occurs.
Yeah.
And it goes into there.
Yeah.
That's the way I built up my son's college fund too. Same method. Just payday, not payday. The designated day that I said that I want the money to go there, 15th of the month in this case. 15th of the month, automatic transfer occurs. I don't have to give anything.
Yeah, you're right.
And I can stop that automatic transfer whenever I want.
Yeah. That's nice. That's very informative, Charles. We're talking about bonds, Charles. What role do bonds play in well-balanced investment portfolio?
Well, when you're talking about a well-balanced portfolio, you're talking about the balance between stocks and bonds. And that varies by age. For instance, when you early on in your life, I started investing in my 30s. I had over 30 years before retirement. I had a lot of time. I told you about these crashes, the dot-com bubble and such. Well, you have time to recover when you're young. So you can be more aggressive in investing stock.
Yeah.
Stocks are more volatile than bonds are. Bonds, when you're younger, are used as a method of smoothing out the bumps in your portfolio, making the highs not quite so high and the lows not quite so low. It gives you peace of mind. The standard investment balance is 60-40 when you're in your 30s, 40s, even up into your 50s and 60s.
60 means, what would it mean 60-40?
60% stocks, 40% bonds.
I see.
Okay? So you're still benefiting from the higher historical returns of the stock market, because you are going to get higher returns in the stock market, but you're going to get lower returns, but they're not going to go up and down so much for bonds. Bonds are going to be more stable, and the stocks are going to be up and down. So,
I see.
when you're older, though, like where I'm at, I'm about 90% bonds because I'm into wealth preservation and things like that. I don't really care that much about making big growth strides anymore at this point because I've got my pile and I just don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, I'm almost 70 years old. If another one of these crashes at 50, 60, 70% come along, I don't have the time to recover. It could take 10 years to recover from one of those big ones.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm going to need to start taking my money out at some point. I anticipate starting taking money out of my retirement accounts when I'm like 78 or 70. As a matter of fact, when you hit 73, there's a thing called R&Ds, required minimum distributions. The government wants the money. And that only applies to traditional IRAs. You have to take out a percentage of your traditional IRA every year once you turn 73, which is the advantage of Roth again. Those are not subject to R&Ds. You don't have to take that money out ever. And if you want to leave something to your heirs, like my son, for instance, after I die, it's better to leave him a Roth, which he never has to pay the tax on because the taxes are already paid. Then a regular IRA, he's going to have to take the taxes and pay the taxes on that.
That's right. Yes, very smart. So with this interest rates changing, are bonds still safe investment today?
Well, interest rates always go up and down, constantly. And the thing is with bonds, they're very interest rate sensitive. If the interest rates go down, the bonds you already own actually increase in value because you're a seller. You're selling a high yield bond in a low interest rate environment. So it's called selling at a premium. People will pay a premium. So say you paid $1,000 for a bond and the interest rate goes down. You may be able to sell that bond for $1,200, $1,400, $1,500, depending on how far down the interest rates. By the same token, if the interest rates go up, and they go up and down every day, if the interest rates go up, the value of your bond goes down. And so that $1,000 bond, you may only be able to get $800 for it. So it's not only interest. Now, bonds pay interest. See, that's another thing. They give you income outside of the value of the bond. You own this bond, and it's worth this month and much at maturity. A bond is worth $1,000. When you buy an individual bond, one bond costs $1,000, period. And if you hold it to maturity, the amount of time that bond's life is, and it varies for bonds, the short-term bonds, medium-term bonds, long-term bonds. Say it's a 1-year bond. After 1 year, they give you $1,000 back. You can buy another one, or you can buy some other investment, or you can sell it early. In which case, that's where it comes into play of selling at a premium, or selling at a discount is what it's called. When you sell it, interest rates go up.
Do you have any idea what's the interest right now?
Well, there's lots of interest rates. Interest rates, we're talking about the federal funds rate. The Federal Reserve
They're the
Bank
one dictate
of the
the-
U.S.
yeah.
They don't dictate all the interest rates. They dictate one. They said the short-term bank loan interest rate. That's the rate that banks charge each other for overnight loans. When Chase Manhattan borrows money from Bank of America, they pay the interest rate set by the Fed. But what this does is it sets the floor upon which all other interest rates sit. Your mortgage rate, your credit card rate, the interest rate you pay for a car. All of these float on top of that floor that's set by the Federal Reserve. So if the Fed increases rates, credit card goes up, mortgage rates go up,
you're
all
right.
of that.
Yeah, and all other things. So, next question would be, how should someone think about the balance between stocks, bonds, Roth IRA contributions?
Okay. You should set the balance of your.
I think you mentioned this one a while ago.
Yeah, I did. Based
Yeah.
on your age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I discussed that. The older you get, well, I didn't elaborate. The older you get, you want to back off on balance. Like
Yeah.
when you're young, I said you should, conventional things, do 60-40.
Yeah.
As people age, they lower that. You go maybe 50-50. As you get closer to retirement, you go maybe 40 to 60% bonds. A target date funds, they're quite often found in people's 401k accounts.
Yeah.
It'll say Freedom 2025 or Freedom 3035.
Was that the name?
2035, yeah.
Okay.
And the number is referring to the year that you expect to retire. So say you expect to retire in 2045, you would buy a 2045 target
Yeah,
fund.
yeah.
And that would automatically rebalance your portfolio as years go by. As you get closer to retirement, you buy some more bonds, sell
Less
some
of
more
the stocks,
stocks.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it does it for you automatically.
That's nice. That's nice. You have to go to the bank to do this.
No. Those are frequently found in your 401k. Your 401k, you have to make investment choices, and generally mutual funds.
Yeah.
And these are mutual funds that are commonly found in 401ks, but you can buy them from any brokerage firm. You can't really buy these investment vehicles from a bank. They deal in money.
Yeah. I think you showed it to me once.
Yeah.
Regarding
Investment
investment.
firms deal in investment vehicles like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, treasuries, etc.
That's right. So, what are the common mistakes people make when bonds or Roth IRAs that our listeners should avoid?
Common mistakes that they should avoid with bonds.
Yeah. Common mistakes between this
Well-
Roth IRAs and bonds.
The thing is, what a lot of people don't understand about bonds is there's bond ratings. There are a lot of different bond issues. The federal government issues bonds. There are corporate bonds. There are municipal bonds. Basically, what a bond is it's debt. You're buying debt. When the federal government runs a deficit, what do? They sell bonds.
Yeah.
They call them treasuries, treasury bonds.
Yeah.
And you buy a treasury, and you're financing the government's debt.
Yeah.
The U.S. government is, for most of its history, it's been AAA rated. That is the highest bond rating. They've been downgraded to AA over the last couple of years because of the nuttiness in Congress over
Yeah.
the budget. They keep threatening to shut down the government. Bond traders keep doing that. But corporate bonds could be rated AAA. Like if you bought a bond from Apple, Apple issues some bonds. They don't do it. They raise money by selling stock, but they could, and a lot of corporations do. If they want to do an expansion or something like that, they
Yeah.
get a lot of money real quick.
Yeah.
They'll issue bonds, and they can be AAA rated, or you could have Joe's used car lot issuing a bond. Well, that's a D-rated bond.
Uh-huh.
The difference is there's interest rate that's paid on a AAA bond is way less than what's on a CCC bond because the risk is much higher. It's much more likely that Joe's used car lot is going to go out of business and default on the bond than it is Apple.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
people have to realize the risk of various bond classes, and you get more interest from Joe's used car lot, but the risk of losing your money is much higher. So
Oh, so you're saying it's better to always do the treasury bond?
there's things called investment grade bonds and junk bonds. Joe's used car lot is junk. Apple is an investment grade bond.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you what the risk is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the risk of that one is, like, do they give a better interest rate?
The higher the risk, the higher the interest rate. You may get 4% from a 4 or 5% from a U.S. Treasury that's AA rated,
Yeah.
and a municipal bond from Sandwich, New Hampshire,
Yeah.
maybe a E bond, and they'll give you 6%. But the risk
The risk
is,
there, yeah.
if Sandwich, New Hampshire decides to default on the bond, you lose
Lose
your
your
money.
money.
You could lose your money in stocks
Yeah.
if the company went out of business. If you bought Joe's used car lot stock and it went out of business, you would lose your money. Same with
Yeah.
bond.
That's right. Last questions with this regards, Charles. If you had to give just one piece of advice to someone planning for retirement with Roth IRAs and bonds, what would it be?
Make regular investments. Dollar cost average. Buy regularly. Every month, every payday, put a little bit in. No matter what it is. You build over time. Prices are down, you get more shares. Prices are up, you get less shares. The value of the ones you bought earlier at lower price,
Yeah.
buy those. So make regular investments.
All right, we'll take a break. Thank you so much, Charles. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Break, and we're gonna talk about the myth about this IRAs and bonds. Welcome back again, Kabayan. This is Katambay Mike. We're back, and we're gonna have myth-busting questions for Charles.
Okay.
All right. So, in a Roth IRA, is it only for the wealthy, or true or false?
Actually, just the opposite. There's a maximum income over which you're not eligible to participate. For instance, if you're single, it's $165,000. If you make more than $165,000, you're not eligible to buy it. It's like $250 or something like that for a couple. $250,000.
Okay, it's a good thing that I did not use that one. 165 a year.
If you're single.
If you're single.
If you're married,
250.
it's $250.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ballpark figures.
Okay. Once you invest in bonds, are your returns locked and boring?
Well, the way bonds work is they pay what's called a coupon. Every 6 months, say you buy a 1-year CD. After 6 months, it pays you an interest rate, which is a fixed interest rate that the bond sold at.
Yeah.
A year later, at maturity, you sell the bond, you get your money back, your original money back, plus the second coupon, the second interest payment. If you have a 5-year bond, 10-year bond, 20-year bond, it doesn't matter. You get that every 6-month coupon payment. That is fixed, yes. However, if you sell the bond before it matures, you can sell it either at a discount or a premium. If the interest rate drops way down, you sell that bond, you can make a fortune. If it goes way up, you can lose a fortune. So, no, it's not boring. When you own bonds, you tend to be very interested in daily interest rates.
Yeah, I see this. You need to watch.
Yeah, it's something you need to watch.
All right, I see. Is it too late to open a Roth IRA, or if you're already like 40 or 50 years old?
No, it's never too late to
That's right.
I told you earlier that I started investing like 1987. Roth IRAs didn't even exist until 1997. That's when they first came into being. And I didn't even hear about them until I was like 44, 45 years old.
Yeah.
So the longer you have an investment, the longer it has to grow. And that interest compounds. By compound interest, I mean you get paid interest on the interest that you earned the year before, and then you get paid on the interest that you earned last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
That's compound interest.
Mhm.
That keeps up long enough, and you end up making more money on your compound interest than you do on your monthly contributions.
That's right. Do Roth IRAs and bonds guarantee you'll be financially set for retirement?
No, nothing does. What, nothing will guarantee that you will be financially set. You can, for instance, if the bond market crashes the day before you retire,
Yeah.
you're going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you may have to put off retirement. The same could happen with stocks. The only thing that's really safe is a bank account. But a bank account probably won't make you up because they pay essentially zero interest.
Almost zero interest. It's almost a none. Almost a none. Yeah, for sure.
You lose that power of compound interest. The thing is, with bonds, the risk is less than with stocks. The volatility, they go
Yeah.
up and down much less. They're much steadier investment.
But you invest in the government too, so which is more safer, I guess.
Well, the government is generally considered safe, but corporates can be quite safe too. Municipals, for instance, the city of Boston. A lot of people don't realize this. They're doing an airport expansion.
Yeah.
They're doing a $4 billion airport expansion.
Yeah.
Where did they get the money? They issue municipal bonds.
Bonds, yeah.
Exactly. People bought those up.
Yeah.
They expect to get their money back and interest on top of that. So, the city of Boston is pretty safe. It's a growing city. It's got a strong economy.
Yeah.
It's probably a AA or AAA rated bond. But there are cheesy cities out there that aren't so highly rated.
Well, thank you, Charles, for busting that one. How about tips? I'm gonna ask some viewers here for tips from you. What's the best age or stage in life to start a Roth IRA?
Well, they say that the best time to start any investment is yesterday. And the
That's
second
right.
best stage is today.
Today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no matter what your age is,
Start now.
start now, because that will maximize your ability to compound interest. If I could go back in time, I would have started when I was 18 years old.
Yeah. This is the best thing that we could teach our kids to open some investment.
It is.
That's right.
The
That's right.
second they get out of high school and then they're 18 years old, they can own their own accounts. They can have their own bank account. They can have their own investment accounts. Start them with an IRA.
That's nice. That's nice. How much should someone aim to contribute regularly?
How much? It depends on what you can afford. When I started investing, I told you I was only investing $50 a month. Later on, I invested more.
Yeah.
As my income rose,
Yeah.
as my disposable income rose,
Yeah.
I was able to invest more. In my 401k, which I've rolled over into a traditional IRA, I've always invested 10% of my income.
Yes.
Every for decades.
Yeah. So how can small investors balance Roth IRA contributions to other financial goals like paying off debt?
Debt is always your priority.
That's right.
If you're talking about high interest credit card debt, that you should always pay off every single month. If you have a balance, focus on paying that down because it's a wealth killer. You're talking about 18-20% interest. And you're
That's
paying
really high.
every-
Credit cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you pay it off every month, then you don't pay any interest at all.
What is the simple way for the beginners to start with bonds?
Open up a brokerage account. There are a number of brokerage firms. I personally use Fidelity because that happens
Yeah.
to be who I had my first 401k
401,
through.
yeah.
So I just rolled it back in that job. And I've always kept with Fidelity because I understand how their website works. There's Vanguard, there's JP Morgan, there's Merrill Lynch.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot of brokerage houses. The first thing you do is open up an account with them and then start funding.
Nice. What strategies do you recommend to ladder bonds or maximize Roth IRA?
Well, by IRA
strategies?
growth, I
Yeah.
assume you mean your balance in your
Yeah.
when you're young, you should want to have more of a stock balance and less of a bond because you'll get greater returns over time. Historically, the stock market has returned 10% on average. Some years it goes up as much as 40%. So winners and losers. The year before last, it lost 20%. The very following year, it gained 20%. 2 years, it was basically a wash.
Next will be the lightning rounds. Give me an answer like what comes in your mind, very quick, like a second. This question: stocks or bonds?
Stocks would be young, bonds would be
First word that comes to your mind when I say tax-free growth.
Roth IRA.
What financial habit you think everyone should start today?
Regular investing.
In Roth IRAs, we're a movie character. Who would it be?
King Kong.
Think of the huge.
He's the biggest, baddest dude on the block.
All right. Retirement in one word.
Freedom.
That's it. The freedom
You don't
40-45.
Yeah, you don't keep anybody else's clock.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Charles. Thank you so much for guesting here and sharing your mind, sharing your thoughts, and sharing your ideas, your experience about this investment. I appreciate you coming. And this is just to clarify everything. If you could bust one myth of Roth IRAs and Bond Forever, which one would it be?
That I can't afford to store.
Yeah. So what's the one thing that you want listeners to remember about planning for retirement after today's conversation?
One thing to remember is that anybody can do it. You just have to get started, and time is on your side.
Exactly. The earlier you start, the better, regardless of how much you can invest.
Exactly.
That's right. Well, thank you so much again, Charles, and we'll see you again next time. We're gonna discuss about AI. We're gonna discuss about toxic family culture, and see you next episode. Thank you, and you have a good day, Katambay. Cheers again.